Hey guys, Chrisfix here, and it has been an epic year with all the videos, events, traveling, and also hitting 1 million subscribers. Check that out. That is an awesome accomplishment right there. I'm so proud of that, and I have you guys to thank. Well, because of that, we're gonna do a little drift stang burnout. And make sure you hit that subscribe button because this year is gonna be even more epic. This is for you guys. Look who it is! I guess we'll start with Project Police Interceptor then. I started this year off with finishing Project Police Interceptor. For this project, I built a fully functional police car for an officer so he could assist with accidents he always encounters on his long drive to work. When we first got the car, it needed some work, so I fixed it up a bit, painted the wheels black, installed lights and a siren, and then I custom built a center console for all the switches. The finished product came out amazing, and I mean, check this out. Hit 'em! So here she is, all done. I handed over the cruiser to the officer, and Project Police Interceptor is finally complete. It's time to go for a spin. We have a bird up in the air getting some overhead footage. Hit the dash cam. This is the dash cam footage. Project Police Interceptor is finished. And this past year, the officer and this car has already saved lives, which is what it was built for. How cool is that? Now the police build was a lot of fun, and once I finished it, I wanted to find a new build. But before a new build, I needed to get my dad a new car, so I took you along with me for a used car buying adventure. In this next series, I showed you how to buy a used car by covering the basics. I showed you how to figure out the value of the car, how to meet with the owner, how to inspect the engine, the interior, go for a test drive, and then finally how to negotiate and not cave in so you could get a good deal. Most of you already know, but I ended up buying the Jaguar, and one thing leads to the next. I ended up buying another Jaguar for a parts car. Since the Jag I got from my dad needs a bunch of parts to fix it up, I figured the next adventure I would take on is to teach you guys how to buy a parts car, strip it to the frame so it goes from this to this, and then show how to put those parts on the good Jag. And once we finished, my dad loved his fixed up Jag.
The hole is gone. It's amazing. It looks great from the outside. The crack is gone. The back bumper, all the scratches are gone, and the dents, and it rides nice and smooth. It's better than when we got it.
Plus, I made a few extra bucks on the side by selling the parts that I stripped off and didn't use. Can't beat that. Alright, so you know I said I wanted to start a new build after Project Police Interceptor. So the next build that I'm still working on is the drift car build. I asked you guys to vote on what car you wanted, and from that, I bought a car, and I'm turning it into a drift car. And the car you guys chose? The Mustang, which we now know as the Drift Stang. I got this car from a charity auction, which was great because the $1,500 that the car cost went to a charity. But the problem was, the car didn't run. So when life gives you lemons, you make some helpful YouTube videos. So I showed you guys how to diagnose the car, replace the fuel pump, and one of my favorite parts of this year was this. In neutral, here goes moment of truth. All right, she's alive. This is great. Oh man, that's exciting. And the best part was, right as I got the drift stang running, my channel was coming to a huge milestone, 1 million subscribers. This is one of my biggest accomplishments in my life, and I have to thank you guys for the support. My videos are viewed all over the world and help millions of people every year. So you can only imagine how big this 1 million subscriber milestone was for me. And perfect timing too, because a few days later was the first ever Chrisfix car meet. I was pretty nervous because I didn't know what to expect, and I hope people actually showed up, but the turnout was great. I mean, check it out. Hey guys, Chrisfix here, and thank you so much for coming out to the Chrisfix Meet we had at AutoZone. If you weren't able to make it, here's a recap of what went on. First off, thanks to everyone who came out. We had a huge turnout, and once I announced the start of the meet, I was immediately surrounded by a lot of awesome people. At the show, we had trophies for the oldest car, the furthest car traveled, and 2 top picks. I walked around, spoke with you guys guys most of the day. You show me your cars and trucks, all the fixes and customization that you've done from both following my videos and just with your own creativity and your own know-how. Now that event was a blast, and don't worry, we're gonna have a ton more meets. Anytime I travel, I'll post up on Instagram or Facebook and let you know, and we'll have a Chrisfix meetup.
1, 2, 3, Chrisfix Car Meet!
Chrisfix Car Meet!
Remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened until the captain feels it is safe. Thank you.
Speaking of traveling, I did a bunch of traveling for my channel this year, starting with the Daytona 500.
Do you love your NASCAR? Say yeah!
This was my first ever NASCAR race, so it was a lot of fun. I got a behind-the-scenes tour. I actually walked on the racetrack, and I signed the wall at Daytona. I learned a lot, like how they glue the lug nuts onto the wheels so they could change the wheels faster during a race. And for the first ever NASCAR lap, when the race started, it literally gave me goosebumps. What a blast this race was. Another big trip that I did this year was a road trip to SEMA, and I did this with a couple of other YouTubers you might recognize. On the road trip, I got to drive a lot of awesome cars on some amazing roads. Just look at this shot. It's like it's from the cover of a magazine. And if you can't tell, we're all having a good time. Out of all the cars to drive, my favorite was this three-wheeled bike, the Campagna, and the footage speaks for itself.
Now this is a lot of fun to drive. That Harley motor sounds amazing. Just listen to it. And the sequential gearbox is the cherry on top, making this the most unique thing I've ever driven. And look at these roads. The mountains are gorgeous. I'm chasing down a Dodge Challenger and no one's around for miles. It's like I've died and gone to car heaven.
After taking a few back road detours, we changed up the cars, and I jumped into the Jeep SRT with the Hemi in it. It was getting late, but we're almost at Vegas, and then I found launch control. Apply full throttle, release brake. Oh my god, yes! Yes! 60. Oh man, that was insane. After a little more driving, we finally made it to Vegas, which is definitely an interesting place, and there's a lot to take in. But we made this road trip to check out SEMA, which is the largest car parts show in the world. So there's tons of stuff to drool over, look at, and play with while you're there. And then my trip finished off with some drifting, which I thought was very fitting. And then after SEMA, I took a trip down to North Carolina to meet with fellow YouTubers Saab Kyle, and we made 2 collaboration videos which came out awesome.
So for this video, I'm gonna be bringing this car back to life. Oh, dude! Look who it is! Hey guys, Chrisfix here. Let's get that 240 detailed.
Even though I took a few trips, most of my time I spent at home, filming videos and editing almost every day, and I did my best to teach you guys a lot, from maintaining your car to how to fix it. And I really mean a lot. Check it out. Hey guys, Chrisfix here, and today, I'm gonna show you how to paint your wheels, how to change the transmission fluid, how to replace struts. I'm gonna put an end to all the questions and myths. I'm gonna show you how to remove scratches. I'm gonna teach you how to change the blinker fluid. I'm gonna show you how to repair curb rash, how to install a short throw shifter. I'm gonna show you how to super clean. I'm gonna show you how to etch and personalize your tools. Hey guys, Chrisfix here, and today I'm gonna show you the proper way to solder wires together. And how about some stuff you might not have seen, like doing yard work with my truck, which actually worked really well, or driving a Lamborghini, and I did finally remove that head on the PT Cruiser to find out that the dealership hid a head gasket leak by clogging it with some sawdust. This was unfortunate, but as they say, live and learn, and I finally got rid of that hunk of junk. So hopefully the videos have been helpful and entertaining. Speaking of entertaining, after getting the drift stang ready to drift, I took you guys along with me for the first time I've ever been on a track, and for my first time drifting. I learned a lot that day, and even though I did more off-roading than drifting, and even though I spun out a million times, One of my last runs, it really started to click, and I drifted for the first time ever, which felt amazing. And then later that day, I met with 3-time drift champion Chris Forsberg, who took me for a ride to see what drifting actually feels like. That day got me hooked, so I couldn't wait to practice more at the last drift event of the year. And that's basically where we left off this year. And with the last drift event of the year, here's a little sneak peek footage where the weather wasn't cooperating and it was very wet. This video is going to be out soon, so I don't want to ruin any surprises, but I'm slowly getting better. And there we go. This was an epic year. And one of my biggest accomplishments was reaching 1 million subscribers. And I want to thank you guys so much for helping me along the way and for all the support. But this is one of my biggest accomplishments, so I want to hear one of your biggest accomplishments this past year. So make sure you comment below. I read all the comments and I answer a lot of them, so I want to see what you guys have done, big or small. And finally, if you're not subscribed, consider hitting that subscribe button because the videos coming out this year are going to be even more epic.